Hey everyone, my name is Carly, and today I'm here to have another book talk because I just read this book a few days ago, or finished it last week, something like that, and I can't stop thinking about it, and so I figured I'd better talk about it. And that book is finally Fangirl by Rambly. I have been wanting to read this since it first came out, and I've been hearing about it, and I just didn't get a chance to read it at that time. And my friend had it, so I finally just texted her and was like, I'm gonna borrow Fangirl, give it to me. And she did, and I loved it so much. I ended up giving it like a 4.5 out of 5. It was so good. The story, I love the characters. I love just kind of the nostalgia I felt towards it. Yes. It was very good. It follows our main character named Kath during her first year at college, and just kind of her dealing with her insecurities, meeting these colorful cast of people, her relationships with those people, with her sister and her father and her mother, and just that. I'm called Fangirl because she is a big fan of this like Harry Potter-esque story called Simon Snow, and a big part of the story is her writing this fan fiction, which then Rainbow Rowell produced as another book called Carry On, which is another thing I wanted to read, and I wanted to read that, but I didn't want to read it before I read this. Okay, tangent done. I really liked it. I really liked the plot. I liked the story. Same thing. I loved the characters. I could not put this book down, so when I texted my friend that I couldn't stop thinking about Levi, because I'll get more into him, but I freaking loved Levi. My friend was like, you already finished the book? And I was like, I couldn't put it down. It was so good. Yeah, I want to get more into spoilery stuff, so if you haven't read this and you want to and you don't want to be spoiled, thank you for watching. But I'm going to talk about some more, what I would consider maybe more spoilery-esque stuff. So let's just get into this. One thing I really wanted to point out was that this was very reminiscent of my first year at college. My very first year right after high school, freshman year at college in the dorms, and just some of Kath's insecurities were very reminiscent of my own. In this book, she spends the first month not even going to eating a dining hall because she can't find it, and she just has so much anxiety over just eating by herself and asking where the dining hall is, that she just doesn't go to it. And I kind of did the same thing. I have just so much anxiety over being alone in a crowded area where I'm not as comfortable in, and then I just feel like everyone's staring at me, and I just tend to avoid it. And I totally did that my first year at college. If I didn't have friends to go to the dining hall with, then I wasn't going to go to the dining hall. So I could totally relate to Kath in that. It was very reminiscent of my first year at college. I really liked how at first her roommate just was in and out and the two didn't click, but then when her roommate realized that Kath wasn't really eating, she kind of took her under her wing and was like, nope, we're hanging out, we're doing this, you're eating, this is stupid, why did you just ask? And coming from someone who does deal with that kind of anxiety, because we know it's kind of stupid, but we still feel bad about it, so we don't want to ask, but then we have so much anxiety over doing it, it's just a big mess of things. So I understand where Kath's coming from, and I understand where Regan is coming from. And I loved reading about Regan. She was just so funny, and I loved her just very straight up attitude. She wasn't afraid to say what she wanted. She was going to do what she wanted to do. And she was a junior, so probably about 20, 21, something like that. And when I reached that age, it was that's when I started being I just don't care anymore. I'm going to do what I want to do, whether or not someone else is going to do it. And so I could relate to Regan in that way, and that I had to go to work. If I wanted to go to a party, then I was going to go to a party kind of thing, or if I wanted to go out, whatever. I was an adult, still an adult. I can do whatever I want to do. So I really liked being able to kind of connect to both of those characters in those ways. Kind of going back to Kath, I guess. It's a little annoying because I know that she has this anxiety overgoing, and her sister, Ren, didn't want room with her, and Ren wanted to go out, spread her wings, do her own thing. Kath wanted this comfort blanket of her sister, which I totally understand, but I was also kind of like Ren when I went to college. There's a lot of people from my high school that I knew went to the same college, and I kind of wanted to just do my own thing, meet new people. I didn't go as bad as Ren, but I definitely had the anxiety of Kath. But what really kind of annoyed me, which this is totally just a Kath character thing, was that Ren was like, I want to meet new people, I want to go out and have fun, and just like, we're alone, I want a new experience. Sis and Kath was like, no, I don't want to. So like, she had Levi and Reagan and like the people in her classes that were trying to become friends with her, and she was just totally like, nope, no friends. I am unhappy, therefore I'm going to be unhappy. I didn't even want to make friends, kind of thing. And I was like, I get you're unhappy that your sister didn't want to room with you and you feel like you're being left out, but at the same time, you have these people that are being nice to you. The least you can do is like be nice to them back. Like, okay, you're unhappy. Try to do something that'll make you happier. Like, maybe interacting with those people might actually make you have a better experience. And I didn't get that, because from my experience, I wanted to meet new people and get to know and like just do new things. And it was totally just like, just kind of bugging me that she would choose to go to school that far away, and then instead of kind of adapting to the circumstances, she was like, nope, I don't want to meet any new people and I don't want any new friends. And it was kind of like, well, it's not how the world works, I guess. But I guess maybe that had something to do with more of anxiety, because I get it that she was unhappy because her sister Ren didn't want to like really have much to do with her because she was trying to break free from everything. But I feel like Kath could have been a little more receptive to the niceness of people, because like, I mean, when she first meets Levi, he is just so nice to her. He's always asking her to do stuff. He wants to talk to her. He's trying to be friends with her. And then even when Reagan finally realizes that Kath isn't eating at the really eating, and she's trying to be nice to her, Kath is still like, nope, I don't really want anything to do with either of you guys. And that was just kind of hard for me to grasp, I guess. But I mean, in the end, it all works out, and she has her friends, and they're just back, and yada yada yada. Moving on to Ren, it was really heartbreaking to see that relationship, like the relationship between Kath and Ren deteriorating to that bad, because Ren went completely 100%, I am free, I am in college, I am an 18-year-old in college, this is my first time away from home, and I'm going to go out and get drunk. And so much so that she had to be hospitalized with alcohol poisoning. And it just kind of broke my heart to see her go that far, and like her and Kath really not be that close anymore. Like Ren was just completely pushing Kath away when Kath was trying to keep up the relationship, and Ren got so into the drinking and partying scene that she didn't really seem to care about much else. And there was that scene after she got alcohol poisoning when her dad, when they take her out of the hospital, her dad's like, okay, here's the thing, Ren. Well, first he wanted her to drop out of college and move back home, which she was totally not happy for. And then then they finally came to middle ground where he was like, you can go back to college, but you are not allowed to drink at all anymore, and you have to come home on weekends. And I really like that scene, because up until that point, they all had been kind of having issues with each other. Her dad, I think, is bipolar. I think it was what that was, and he doesn't necessarily like to take medication for it or go to see a therapist. And it just gets to be too much that he has to be hospitalized as well. And so that kind of helped him like come to realization that he needed to take like a check on his mental illness to help out Ren's kind of addiction and mental illness at this point. And so I really liked that scene. And at the same time, during that scene, what I kind of liked and then didn't like was that Ren was like, what? No, like everyone drinks and everyone parties and yada yada yada. And then when Kath was like, yeah, no, I don't, Ren was like, well, you're not cool anymore. Well, anymore. It's like, you're not cool, you're like the exception or whatever. And it does, I mean, I didn't go to a partying school, but I mean, it does kind of feel like everyone is out there drinking, is partying. I've never really had to deal with the addiction, or anyone close to me. Well, actually, I've never really had to deal with the addiction, but like, I can understand that even though she had just been hospitalized for it, she drank so much, she had to be hospitalized. She still wanted to go out to do that because she was trying to fit in, to be cool, and that's how she thought everyone did. That's what she thought everyone did. But I did like that was kind of the turning moment for both her dad, Kathy's dad, and Rin, where they both kind of got over that hump. The relationships did kind of get fixed, and they both kind of began this new journey of being this better, healthier person of themselves. It was a good moment in terms of character development. I wanted to get on to my favorite character that I have mentioned before that I can't stop thinking about because I love him so much, but it's Levi. And Levi is just like the most adorable, funny, like kind of guy I've ever read in a book. And if I'd read this book before my mid-year freakout tag, then the question in that tag, what is your new favorite crush, fictional crush, it would have gone to Levi, because I love Levi so much. He was, like, from the moment we meet him till the very end, I really I loved reading his scenes. I loved him so much. I loved that, like, he was so funny. He was always asking Kath questions and just, like, fitting himself into her life. I loved that. He was interested in her fan fiction. Like, as someone who is a fangirl, I have more stuff around my room. I do sometimes find it kind of embarrassing and hard to talk about it with people that aren't necessarily within that kind of culture. And so I like that Kath was so open about it, and that Levi, while he may not completely understand it or get it, he was very interested. He wanted her to know about her fan fiction. He wanted her to read that out loud to him because he was just interested in the world, but he was also interested in her so much so that he wanted to know more about what her likes and stuff, which I thought was very sweet, and I loved reading that. Kind of on the Levi train. I really liked the Levi and Kath relationship. I really loved their first kiss, where he has just kind of hard time concentrating on books, and he hadn't read this book for his class, and so Kath reads the book out loud to him, and they just end up so relaxed and comfortable that they just start kissing it, and I just pictured it in my mind, and it was such a sweet moment. It was so cute, at least in my mind, the way I pictured it. It was just super cute. Then he had the idiotic moment where he invites her to a party, and then she goes and finds him kissing someone else, and then when they finally do talk about it, he's like, well, they're both just kisses. And from a 21-year-old standpoint, I can understand that. Like, it's okay if you just want to kiss people. Like, it's okay. Whatever. Don't do it if you're in, like, a committed relationship. But at the time, they weren't in a committed relationship, so, like, nah. But I totally get where Kath is coming from. And then when he kind of finally admits that he's like, those weren't just kisses. I was a stupid boy. And, like, I'd been trying to kiss you for 4 months. Like, that was one of my favorite scenes when he was finally like, I'm sorry that I said that those were just kisses, because they weren't, because I've been trying to kiss you for 4 months, and, like, can't you tell I've been flirting with you? And she's like, you're nice to everyone. How was I supposed to know I was anyone special? He's like, but you are. And she's like, no, we went to the bowling alley, and I swear you flirted with the babies. Like, you are nice to everyone. He's like, well, yeah, but you're special to me. And she's like, I couldn't tell a difference. And it was totally me. Like, not knowing when someone's flirting with me. Totally me. But I just thought that was really sweet, because he was so like, I've been trying to kiss you for 4 months. I've been trying to show you that I like you for 4 months here, and you didn't even know? And she's like, well, no, because you're just that nice. And remember, I just laughed at that scene. It was just super cute. And what I liked about the relationship was that like that part where they were fighting, so to speak, happened in the middle of the book. So we got a whole half of the book of them together, and I love reading established relationship stuff. So I really liked that we got like the whole second half of the book with them together, and we got to see the relationship kind of grow from that. And I just thought that was super sweet, and I really like that we got both parts, the part where they meet to when they get together to the relationship afterwards, because I always love reading the relationship afterwards. Yeah, it was super cute and super adorable, and Levi's now one of my favorite like characters I've ever read, and this book was so good. And like I said, I really wanted to read Carry On, but I knew it was fan fiction based around that was mentioned in this book, And so I didn't want to read Carry On until I read Fangirl. And so now that I read Fangirl, I can finally read Carry On. But I am also so glad that I was finally able to read Fangirl because it was just so good. And this also helped me realize, I was reading reviews on it on Goodreads, about how much I really like character-driven stuff. So when I love the characters, I will love the book. And I love the characters, and I love just like how I could relate to so many of the fangirl elements as well as to many of the kind of just first year at college elements. Like I said before, I gave this like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really, really, really liked it. And so glad I finally picked it up. It was over way too quickly, and this is a pretty good sized book. And I read through it in like 3 days, I think. 2 days maybe. 3 days, I think. Really, really quickly once I started reading it. I was like through it, and I did not want to put it down, but I had to because work and sleep. Have you guys read it? Did you like it as much as me? Did you like it at all? I want to know. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys again and with another video soon. Bye!